All right, folks, here we are with the finals of this second 2022 Intermediate Invitational Tak Tournament, this time between dopeMedic and Will. Now, Will is so far undefeated in this tournament. He has won every single game he has played. dopeMedic has not won every single game he's played, but he has made it here through some blitz tiebreakers, made it all the way to the finals here. Now, we do know that the two prizes, they will each be going home with one of those. However, first place does get first pick of those prizes, and second place gets what's left over. So if they want to make sure they get what they want, and of course the clout of getting first place in the tournament, they've got to win this. So currently coming into this tournament, Will is the favorite, of course, being undefeated, but he's also played a significantly greater amount of games than dopeMedic. dopeMedic has played around 300, and actually let's just check it out right now, shall we? dopeMedic has played 351 games, whereas Will has played 648. They're pretty close in rating, 1847 versus 1885 in terms of play tak rating. The tournament rating, they're also pretty close together, though I believe dopeMedic is higher up on that. Both have played in beginner tournaments. Will played in the Transatlantic tournament as well, and has been playing in the league, I think, in the past, and is currently running his own tournament, a Halloween tournament that I think about 6 or so people have joined up for. So that is a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped to see what a great game this is. This is going to be played on a 6x6 board with a 15-minute timer and a 10-second increment, meaning they get 10 seconds added to their clock after every turn they take. And there is 2 komi, meaning that if the game does not end in a road, 2 gets added to Black's flat count score. So here we are with game 1, dopeMedic versus Will. Dope in white, Will in black. And we see A1 drop as the first move. And that hug opening. Interesting tactic here from Will to play that hug opening, because dopeMedic is known to play the hug opening when he is black. And so it's kind of flipping it around on dopeMedic here by Will playing that same hug opening. It's not a very common one, but it is something that dopeMedic has been doing, and so now I guess Will has been studying that for sure and is deciding to play his own. Nice little flip there, throw dopeMedic off of his game. dopeMedic still looking pretty strong in this position. One thing we've seen from Will is that he does take a bit longer on his turns than dopeMedic will, or than a lot of other players around this skill level do. And I think that is going to be something that dopeMedic might try to play with, try to play a little quicker, build up a bit of a buffer in terms of time. So we do see them really plowing into this corner here, making sure that when the pieces do start capturing, that each one is going to have a good situation there, going to end up on top in terms of who's in control and who can make those threats. White now deciding to go for this horizontal line, it looks like. I think that White may decide to drop a flat up here at B4 on the next turn, and that would work towards both the vertical and the horizontal line at the same time. Black is content to play off on this side to sort of build a buffer for that horizontal line. Oh no, instead White is going to play up at C4. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure why C4 as opposed to B4. I guess it's just to making a connection here with this piece, as opposed to relying on a capture later on. But there is going to have to be a capture if he's going to go for any sort of vertical threat here. And currently there is no way to make that. So going to have to either play at b4 in the future or play over here at c1 at some point as well. And c1 would work really well too, because it also goes for that horizontal line, except down below. Also cuts off black's ability to go for some sort of vertical in this way. So that would also be a strong move for white here. Black, I'm thinking, probably wants to play at c1 or at b4 also. They really just want to play in those spots, kind of get in that area. I think even a capstone here at b4 would be good for black. I don't think c1 capstone would be too great, but a b4 capstone would not be a bad choice, I don't think. It would give black a capstone here, able to come over onto this c4 flat, or be able to come down onto b3 and make that hard capstone and get a really strong position in there. Black playing up at that b4 position, white now playing, making a citadel here by playing at d4. A citadel is one of those terms we've talked about in the Tak terminology video of Tak University. And that just is a 2x2 square of your own flats. And it is a very strong shape to make, because you will win any capture war if there aren't, stacks nearby that can do more than just a standard capture. Black now going upwards, playing for that vertical line. White, I think, could go for this c1. I think c1 is a good play here for white right now. Though black may be looking to do a c2 left eventually to make the threat. Black is able to make a threat before white can, but I still like white's position pretty well. I think that if black starts making those captures anytime soon, it's not going to unfold too well. But I think that they're both looking for a flat capture from their opponent so they can drop that capstone. And so if black drops here, makes this capture left to make the threat, white captures up with b1, and then black will probably drop their capstone here at c2 to recapture and to bring that threat. c1 is still not a bad choice here. I wouldn't make any capture at this point if I'm white. And you've still got these flats up here to protect against any sort of vertical line here. So I'd say, yeah, a c1 placement, just keep getting those flats on the board and build your position out. Will really likes to focus on late game, getting flats. He really plays for flats from the very beginning, which is something that a lot of the top players do as well. They really want to focus on maximizing their flat potential here. And it looks like white has decided to play it really safe and drop a wall here. Interestingly, dropping a wall before a capstone has been played. Instead of dropping a capstone to secure that position, just because there isn't a really great spot for a capstone here, decides to drop that wall. Typically, though, you will want to drop a capstone before you drop a wall. That is just sort of a basic best practice for strategy in Tak. All right, so we do see the black capstone come down in an interesting position here. Now, I guess it wants to come left on to d3. and then be able to come left onto c3 to make that, that threat in the vertical direction. And it would also be working towards a horizontal line at the same time. This is where I think c1 is still not a bad play here for white, because it does, if black comes left, c1 is stopping that vertical threat, I'm pretty sure. And then d1 drops the next one. So now why is white playing for this vertical line here? There's no threat that white can make until they play at c1, but black's capstone is likely going to come left onto c3. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, black's going to try and make a vertical and horizontal threat at the same time, forcing white to make a capture onto b3. I still think c1 is good. If black has to throw over left to recapture b3, white's got this that would make that erode. This is also now a threat. White can capture right with b2 to make the road. No longer the case. Now black has both a vertical and horizontal threat here. White needs to capture onto b3 here in order to stop this threat from happening. That's the only way that white can stop it, and that's going to be b2 plus. There is no other move that white can make to stop this dual threat. Now, once b2 plus is played, black likely won't come right with a3, potentially down with b4, since black's vertical is basically shut off by this wall. It's going to be able to come over at any point and cut off this vertical line, but the horizontal is still intact. And so black can come down with b4, make this threat, renew it. Wouldn't be able to win the capture war on a3 because we do have two white flats here. Or black could decide to just play a flat instead. But if black plays a flat here at b2, which might not be a bad choice, because if, yeah, black decides to drop a flat there, going to continue placing flats, putting on pressure. Not a threat right now, but it is a threat on the following turn. Probably by bringing the capstone left, because that would, again, renew the dual threat. And then white would be forced to capture onto b2 to stop both threats. And then, yeah, that, I think it's cutting really close to attenuate for black. So white's got to do something here to stop that. Bringing that wall left is a good start, because then it means you only have to worry about this horizontal threat. Another way to do it would be to bring 2b3 plus. Now that does create some liabilities here, but it also starts working on your own horizontal line over here onto this side and gets this stack away from the capstone. But I do think that the wall left is probably the safer move here and just the better play overall. Does go for the wall left. Black places, making that horizontal threat. White's got one move, and that is c1 plus. Got to come up with c1, and that's the only move they've got. After that, black comes down with the capstone, and that'll renew the threat. And then white captures up, black covers it. Yeah, I think this is Tinue for black. I think black has taken this with a tinue. Though it's tough to say. Tough to say. Yeah, I'm pretty positive this is a tinue position now. White is kind of screwed. Yep, that leaves the black to come down with b4 and complete the road. So, well played to both players. Congratulations to Will for winning game 1. Very short game, only 15 turns in that one. A very, very strong tinue pattern. Didn't quite get through all the defenses of white. I think white realized that it was going to be a tinue and just hoped that black would miss that was a road for them and would try to defend against their own threat, because white did make a threat with that last turn. This would have been a road threat there that black would have to defend against if black couldn't, of course, make a road like he did. And that is all for today. Typically, I would not leave a 15-minute game as just its own standalone video, and I would combine game 1 and game 2 together. However, game 2 was very long and just an incredible battle. It was awesome. Fantastic game. So I have split game 1 and game 2 apart so that you're not getting an hour and a half long video here. So that is all for today. Like I said, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the description below for all things Tak, especially the Tak Discord server, which is where you can find all sorts of resources like strategy guides and people to play with, whether that be on playtak.com or in the Discord server itself playing asynchronously. Or you can even check out our map that we have there that has a lot of players all over the world, and you can find somebody to play with in person near you. So thanks again, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.